Hi everyone, this is Jopke with something different this time. I'm going to show you how I created this digital scrapbook page. As some of you know, I am a digital scrapbook designer. I create kits, scrapbook kits, and I do that for almost 10 years now already. And just the other day, I was going through my stuff for my new website and I was looking for things and I came across some things that I thought, well, let's try and create some pages, some layout pages. And I did, and this is one of them, and it got very good reviews in the gallery, so I thought it would be nice to show you how I created this. I am working in Photoshop CS6 and this is the original PSD file which shows you all the layers that I have used to come to this end result. And as you can see, I started out with a purple kind of paper, background paper, and ended up with an aqua bluish kind of page. So that's the same as in art journaling and mixed media. Um, you never know on forehand what your end result will be, and that is just the fun part of it. So um, for this page, I used a couple of kits, and that is the Early Morning Rain. This is a complete digital scrapbook kit. It contains about 12 background papers, also um, an alphabet, and there are a lot of elements like flowers and frames and buttons and an umbrella and hearts and word art and more and more. Also used the Mask Unlimited kit, and this kit contains a couple of masks you can use to attached to your photo. So your photo will take on the shape of the mask. So I believe I used this one, and I used two of these page overlays. So these are the products that I have used. I will leave you some links in the description box below. So if you are interested to check them out, you can. So I will now minimize these. And I already took out a new blank file, and this is a 12 by 12 inch with a white background, obviously, at 300 dpi. So that's 3600 by 3600 pixels. And this is where we are working on. Now what I would like to do is, I will get rid of the text here. What I would like to do is showing you step by step from the first step to the last step how this page layout was built. It's not created in that way because well, I did start with the background paper, but then I go from here to there, pick a paper, throw a paper away, use some blending modes, add some word art, throw it away again, and you go from here to there. So um, while creating such a page, it's not exactly in this order, but it's built like this. So I'm going to show you every step um, that is done for this page. So as you can see, I started with this purple background paper, so I'm going to grab it. I already took everything out here, so it's easy and quick for me to grab, so it won't take up too much time. And I'm just drag it into the file that I am using. I have my auto select checked and my show transform controls checked. So so I can see where I'm going to place my paper or my elements. And the auto select is that I when I click a layer, it's automatically selected. So I'll get rid of this. Now, as you can see on the original, I have all the swirls and the curls of the paper on the right side, while here it is on the left. So I need to flip this, making sure this is selected. I can see it right here that this layer is selected, and I go to Edit, and I choose Transform, and I go to Flip Horizontal. And then I have my swirls and my curls on the right side of the page. Now for the next step, I check my original again, and I see that I have used a page overlay, and I'm going to grab that as well, and that is this one. I'm going to click and drag it to the file and make sure this is minimalized so it's out of the way. And checking the original, I can see that this page overlay is also flipped, because here it is in a vertical line, and that is this line right here. So I need to flip this. So making sure this is selected, so I click it, and here you see that it's selected, and then I go to Edit, I go to Transform, and I choose Rotate 90 degrees CCW. And that will flip my page overlay, and with the transform controls I can see exactly where it stands and what I need to do to make it fit the page. So that is done. For step 3, I'm adding the photo, but because I don't want the photo, the image, to have straight lines, and I wanted just a part of the photo, I'm using a mask. And a mask you can attach your image to, and that image will take on the shape of the mask. So that is very fun stuff to play with in digital scrapbooking, because you can do that with photos, but also with background papers, of course. So here I have used a mask. So I'm going to grab that mask, and that is this one. I'm going to drag it here and get rid of this. As you can see, my photo is from top to bottom and my mask isn't. So I need to stretch this mask. Now, stretching anything in digital scrapbooking is really a no-no, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because this is a personal scrapbook page and I don't matter that much. It causes the pixels to stretch, and that can cause blurriness, of course. But for this, I don't matter because a bit of blurry and grunginess is what I'm aiming for anyway. So using the transform controls to stretch this mask, then say enter, so my mask is the right shape that I want it to be. And then I'm going to attach my photo, that is this, and I'm going to drag it onto my file and place it somewhere I think it needs to be, making sure this is away. And to get it attached to my mask, I just hold the Alt key and I hover around with my mouse, and I see that above this line, and I see an arrow with a square, and I just click it and my mask is attached, my photo is attached to the mask. So that is done, and I could move around a bit, make sure it is placed in the right spot. Okay, and that is that. Now, as you can see, the colors are totally different than this, but the next step will provide the right color, and that is bringing in a new background paper, and that is this one, also from the kit, Early Morning Rain, and I drag it onto my file. Now, automatically, it attaches to the mask, and obviously I don't want that for this paper. So again, I will hold the Alt key and click, and my paper has come loose from the mask. And now I'm going to drag it and positioning it at the right spot, making sure this is minimalized. And now I have covered everything I did before. And as you can see here, there is a photo and all kinds. So if I go back to the original, I can see that this page is blended, and it has been set on blending mode hue. So that's what I'm going to do for this as well. So make sure it is selected. And then here I can choose from all kinds of blending modes. And if I run through a few, you can see what happens if I set these to different blending modes. You see? So it's really fun to play with and get all kinds of effects. But I used this one, hue, and that makes this color. Still isn't the right color as this one. So I go back to my original and I see that I have used another paper, which is a kind of a greenish paper. That is this one. I'm going to drag and place it into my file. And for this one, I have used the blending mode overlay. So I'm going to overlay, and then let me get rid of this. You see that I have exact the same page as you see here. Now, to make it a bit more interesting, I have used a couple of little elements to make it a bit more fun. And that is first the circled word art. I will pick it out as this one, and I'm going to drag and place it right here. And what I did is pulled it up because I didn't want the flower on it. I added like this, so the flower is really gone. But I have it in white on the original. Let me get rid of this. So here you can see it's white. So I need to do that here as well. So I go to Image. Make sure it is selected. As you can see, the transform controls are there. And also here you can see it is selected. Then I go to Image, Adjustments, and I choose Hue Saturation. I click it. And I'm going to this tab, the lightness, and I'm going to drag it all to the right so it becomes white. And if I make sure I have the preview button checked right here, I immediately can see on my layout what is happening. So if I am not, and I'm doing this or this or this, you can see what I'm doing. And if I check this, I can see that it turns white, and I'm happy with that, so I choose OK. The next thing I did was using another overlay, and I thought so because here I have some more black that isn't here, so I used another overlay, and that is this one. And you see such an overlay has a very little on it, really, just a few pixels, a few scratches and drops and smudges, but these are often give a very nice effect on your page. So I really love to use those. Making sure it is placed exactly correct. It is. So this can go away. And I'm going to check what I did next, and that was the floral. That is this little bit right here. So I'm going back to my original, to my file, and choose the floral and drag them to here. Now these are kind of, oops, big. So what I do is I hold down the Shift and Alt key. Where is it? Oh, here. And I can scale it to a smaller size. Then I place it about right here, I guess. So that's done, and this can go away. And for the last step, I have used the sun, which is also in the early morning rain kit. And as you can see, it's yellow, and here on the original it isn't yellow. So this is blended also, guess like this. And for this I use the blending mode luminosity. So I'm going to do the same here and use luminosity. And that's it. That's all the steps on the original PSD file. Well, let me tell you, I have created layouts, scrapbook layouts with over 50 layers or even more. So this is quite okay, really. A very easy and fun layout to try for yourself. So I hope you will, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. See you again very soon. Bye bye.